Alright, my little Yukir tribe locusts, are you ready? Because there are tiny little bunnies and so many berries afoot to gather up and store in our tribe's reserves, so that hopefully one day we can leave this island and travel once more to the mysterious snowy lands elsewhere. So hello everyone and welcome back to the Yukir tribe. We are going to get right in it by diving in, and I saw that little mole. He doesn't see us coming. He doesn't see us coming. We got him. Good job, Marimi. We are going to be diving straight in, and we are going to be gathering up as much food as we possibly can and getting ready to hopefully move to another island fairly soon. And we're going to start doing that by starting off all of our turns with really just rapid movement from all of the creatures who we know. No, I didn't mean to move her that far. Are not going to be super, oh man, that tree is always dropping so many nuts. Are not going to be super important to carrying on the family tree lineage. I really wish I could have some of my secret favorites like Bata, or over here Katie, who really absolutely loves eating clams. I want to be able to have them have children, and I would love for Amor to be able to pass on his genes one day. Because he has that mammoth foot. But the fact of the matter is we need to be moving on to the next island, so I won't be able to dwell on all the little stories quite as much as we usually do. I know that will make some of you very happy, and some of you will mourn along with me the loss of those tiny stories, but it'll all work out. Oh, and there was a whole mole over there to eat. Speaking of which, did you guys see the whack-a-mole picture at the beginning of the video? Oh my gosh, I am so charmed. There's been so much amazing fan art coming in for our beautiful Yukir tribe lately. And if you guys are wondering, Siri, where do I send the fan art? Because I get that question quite often. Then you actually can toss it over my way to our... Oh, there's a little root. We'll dig that up. Good job, Yanthi. You can toss it over my way from the fan mail. We have a fan mail account, mailforsiri@gmail.com, and we've also got a Twitter. I actually check the Twitter pretty often, but lately Twitter has not been good at letting me know that there are new fan mail pieces waiting for us. So if you've tweeted art at me and you haven't seen it, you might want to go ahead and... Oh, there's a bunny over there. Can we get him? I don't know if we can get him. I think he's going to run away from us. Alright, we might have Anakin Mammoth Walker try to chase down that bunny. I swear they're getting smaller, or go for the clams before we send him back to join with the rest of the main tribe. I think he just is one of those creatures who like loves staying near everybody, but he started wandering down just to get one clam and then another clam. The next thing you know, he's on an entire like little tiny island on his own. But yeah, if you're wondering where to send the fan art, then the fan art can be sent over to the mailforsiri@gmail.com account, and that's the best place for it. I will eventually get to it. And Twitter is normally a really good location as well, but lately I have not been seeing some of the tweets sent my way. I almost missed the tweet about the really cool picture of Quace that I showed you guys earlier, except that the official niche account retweeted it, and that's how I caught it. So just be aware of that. Alright, so enough really fast rambles. Now we need to slow down just a little bit to figure out what we're going to do for our genetics. I am still so in love with Prina. I think she's amazing. I have a feeling she's going to be one of my favorites. It's been a long time since we've had another panda pattern. Taurus is one of the first ones in a very long time, but it's just been uncommon to see that panda pattern come in. I love seeing the yellow eyes left over from, I think Maddox actually had the yellow eyes, and he really introduced him into the family tree. It's really fun to see how many of you guys are like, oh, I'm so excited to see this trait or that trait. It reminds me when this creature or that creature added it into the family tree. And we're still working on breeding up our main batch right now. Azula is over here, and she is one of our main female breeders. She's having some pretty interesting babies. She just has Sikikir. Unfortunately, it seems like her children that she has been having, let's double check Sikikir's father, like with Ezek, have not been turning out to be the most efficient. I was really hoping that they would luck out and they would be able to have some armored bodied children, but I think she's had 2 children with Ezek now, and neither of them have ended up with the hammertail, and neither of them have ended up with the armored body. So we're gonna have to be very careful, because we definitely want fully armored bodied creatures. Because they are chew proof and resistant to being nibbled on, they're probably going to start wandering over to this side of the island and getting ready to go travel. They're being raised, being told about the distant snowy lands that their ancestors have always searched out. And I think the creatures like Rain, who were not lucky enough to be born with the armored body, may be very happy with just staying here. And that's because they really know this island, they love this island, they've lived on this island, they know how to gather food here, and all these stories about the balance bears and the Arctic foxes and the things that could hurt them because they don't have quite as much thick fur as the rest of the family, just it doesn't really make adventuring sound very appealing to creatures like Rain. So I don't think that Rain will go to the next island, and thank you guys for pointing out, that's also because she has almost no fertility. So I don't know if we would end up with just not being able to have any babies born with her. However, little ones like Roro, who happen to have the inactive, again, calling it recessive no longer really works because it's not recessive, it's just inactive. I don't think they work the way that usual recessive dominant traits work. But the inactive hammertail and the full armored bodied creatures are probably going to happily start wiggling and rolling and bumbling their way. Is there a bird? There is a bird overhead. We're going to get Zeke to guard that baby. But they're going to start wiggling their way over to this side because they are pretty confident. They have the similar confidence that some of the creatures from this side of the island do, where when you're armored body, you don't really need to worry about much. So you just kind of dive in and do whatever you want. All right, and let's see. Little Comey also has that hammertail, armor body. Oh, look at that! And Comey could actually have babies. Comey could have babies with Roro. H and A immunity, K and D immunity. Oh my gosh. And then they would end up with armored bodied babies who have a chance of hammertail. Yes! This is what sorting through the genetics can give you. I'm so happy. All right, Roro, who is your father? Because that was a pretty good mix. So I want to make sure I find Roro's father. Roro's father is Ruki and Ezek, and then Comey is Ruki and Ezek, so we just really lucked out there. Alright, so Ezek, you're right over there. Ruki, I'm going to go ahead and let you have another baby, so we'll step her over here. And then, I guess the best other ones we've been having are like Dracino, and he would actually be a good possible future mate. Not, darn, he wouldn't be a good possible future mate just yet. What about for Prania? Oh my gosh, Roro and Prania would make good mates actually. And then I think, was this little guy? Yeah, this little guy is the same. So we've got quite a few creatures to pick from already. Ianthe, I think Ianthe's parents are actually Azula. Where are you, Ianthe? There you are. And Shadow. So we're going to bring Shadow back over because he does have some really great children with Azula for being able to celebrate the genes we're going for. Let's see, we've got a few creatures in the way here. We'll scooch you over, and then that opens up this area for Ezek. Alright, and we'll move Shadow over here. Let's see. Ezek, wait, what? No, I thought I had clicked, oh dang it. Alright, we've got this, Nobody panic. Alright. And again, like Tavanu, probably not going. I'll start changing all of the gemstones of creatures who are probably going to go to blue. Dazila could probably go. She's also pretty good. We just need to watch out for that webbed hind leg. So I've moved hind legs up. And we also need to watch out for the low fertility. And I think we're losing Crackerjaw. Another person pointed out we're losing Crackerjaw. And we definitely need that in order to be able to feed ourselves. So I'm going to put Crackerjaw in. I actually think that's a little bit more important than hind legs. And we'll see if we can return our Crackerjaw back into the family, because I think that's important for gathering from the trees. But alright, but I think that's what this little group right here has been doing. I'll let Dracino start moving over. He's frog-legged, so he's going to take forever about it. Is they've been raising their children, telling them fantastic tales and stories about what they can expect in new lands. And those children born with fluffy bodies are really eager to go adventure because they're just naturally more confident. They don't really get hurt when they play and tussle with the other nichlings in the nest. They never really react to bites. But the other creatures, like little Tavanu, who actually needs a new name, so we're going to name him Vituro, which is one of the names you guys have suggested. When they play, they do feel the nips and the bites, just like a bunch of puppies rolling in a big pile with each other. And so they're not so eager. They understand the idea of pain and getting hurt, and they're not as eager to go on big adventures as their siblings. And that's why they're probably going to stay here. All right, Ruki is there and ready to go. We're gonna have Azula step over here and have another baby with Shadow, and she'll step this way. And then we'll have Yelena step to the side. And Yelena gave birth to Prina, and that was a pretty successful mix. So let's double check Prina's parents just to make sure. There we go. That was Taurus. Yes, Taurus. Good mix there. All right. And they can go ahead and work on having children. And I think there's a dead koi fish over here that Taurus can come down and actually they can have a moment to like collect the koi fish. Delicious. Look at that. They got a lot of them. So they're just going to have sort of a romantic afternoon eating dead koi fish by the waterfall. And that's actually really cool. I think Taurus, there's just something really special about him. And I think that he takes very, very good care of his mate and his family. And I think that Yelena is going to be like his perma mate. All right. So there we go. We've got some pregnant mamas on the nest. Let's go ahead and see what Azula and Ruki's babies are going to be. Please have a hammertail. Please have a hammertail. Oh, wow. What? What? Oh my gosh. Okay. We've got some surprises. On one side we have Duke Van, who I kind of want to name Duck Van because he has ended up mutating in the platypus beak. Oh my gosh. Really? Was that necessary, my dear friend? Okay, so he didn't end up with the armored body, unfortunately. And then we have Minasi, which is kind of a really cool name, but unfortunately she doesn't have the hammertail or the armored body. Gosh darn, we kind of lucked out on those two, but holy days, Duke Van. All right, we're gonna give him a name. Pilk is one of the names you guys have suggested. And then actually another one of the names suggested over here is Elza. I really like that name actually. So Elza, and that goes really well with her. Wow, she's cool looking. We have so many cool creatures. She's a double digger paw too. She's definitely a creature of the shadows for sure. So all right, oh my gosh, we've got so many creatures already. Gotta give everybody who I know we're taking over a little blue icon. Komi, that's gonna include you too, my dear. And let's see, Ianthi, is that going to include you? It is going to include Ianthi. He's already fully grown. I can't believe it. So I'm going to have Ianthi start scooching his way over too. And let's see, Taurus, you stay there. Dracino can also start scooting over. And once we get them all over by the jungle tile, we'll be able to start figuring out who's going to go with us and who's going to stay. Like, Dracino's really slow. So, and he just got a little leech. I think Taurus would just gently reach down and pluck it off as Dracino wanders by. So we'll remove that. And then Anakin may go. I'm going to give him a little blue icon because I do want to take somebody with Mamutfoot. And I am very partial to Anakin. I think he's pretty cool. All right, can we get the bunny? Can we get the bunny? We got the bunny! I hope that crab doesn't eat the bunny before we reach it. All right, let's go ahead and have our locust creatures start working away at all of the projects they've got going on. Let's gather up all those berries, kick the tree, gather up the fruit. Let's move up here. Janeway's gonna help out. I just love the idea that this tribe truly is kind of like a little group of locusts, and they just come through and they don't even think twice about just taking everything that they want from the land. And that may seem really weird, but they don't have a civilization. They more act like buffalo or something like that, right? So the way I figure it is that they're kind of like this gigantic herd of buffalo, especially because they've got those big old bodies, that comes through and they just gather up so much of the grass, and they kind of like graze the grass down to the ground, and then they move on because there's not enough resources. Oh, another permanent nest. Maybe Amor will end up having a child after all. But they just kind of like graze the grass down to the ground like a wandering herd of buffalo, and eventually they move on when there's not enough resources. And I really like that idea. All right, let's see. And Alik is here. Alik could possibly have babies with Ruki, but he wouldn't be as effective, I think, as Ruki continuing to have children with who is she having children with? Azik. So Azik, I didn't mean to get you all the way over there. Sorry, buddy. All right, we'll gather up a few more of the berries here. Let's see, move back this way, gather up some berries. Wee little baby can move over here. Roro can start moving over. He's feeling very adventurous, like wandering that direction. Rain, I think, is not going to. Priyana is going to. Let's see, Sikyukir not going to, so he can scooch over here. Dazila is going to, so she can wander down with her siblings and her cousins. Look at that. Now Yelena has a nice clean nest to step into. I think that would make Taurus happy. He can gather up that grass too. All right. So let's see. And let's see. Vituro. I'll go ahead and move him across the way in just a second. He's very fast and he can help clear out some of the grasses. Alright, but yeah, I think the only safe way to make sure we preserve armored body is to send only armored bodied creatures. Alright, so those are a couple of beautiful unexpected babies in the nest. I think that Azila, I think she has a really sassy personality like her mother, like a very cold, kind of ice queeny personality. But I do think that she's very, very popular due to her stunning genetics. And fun fact, that's what originally I wanted to make for our last jungle tribe was tiger shadows. Tiger shadows who could lurk in the darkness of the jungle and be able to gather all the food they wanted. And then Pleek would have fit in very well, or Pilk would have fit in, I want to name him Pleek because that's really cute. So Pleek would have fit in wonderfully with our Seers of the Sea because he's got a little duck bill. Alright, so let's see, let's try again. Azula, go ahead, step over here. We're gonna have Shadow step over. You guys will try having another baby. And then, let's see. Zeke will step you over here and over here. We'll move Ruki over. And then you two can go ahead and mate. And Ruki can happily eat a couple berries while we're at it. Wonderful, so food stores are going up too, even though we're expanding the tribe at a pretty fast rate. I may have to have some of the distant ones start wandering, but maybe they can just justify it by gathering enough food. Alright, so 3 pregnant females on the nest. Holidays! Those are a lot of babies, and I don't think any of them were what I was going for. Code Red? Oh, thank goodness, Coco. I'm so relieved. Alright, so this is little Coco. She ended up with poison fangs. We have an armored body poison fang, inactive hammertail, and we're going to name her, let's see, Hamame? Huh. Let's go with Lasila. There we go. That's a good one. So she's going to be a little Lasila. Quite lovely. I kind of liked her name as Coco though, but that'll work out really well. Alright, and she'll scooch over to, I think we almost have enough creatures to start picking from them. We have this little guy. This is going to be... oh, Gundai, just because that seems like a really fun name from your guys' list too. If some of the names are interesting, remember, I'm just using your guys' list. And then, oh yes, it's another armored-bodied female. Yes, okay, I think we're actually doing really great. And look at her fertility. Holy moly, that's gonna be really useful. And we're gonna name this adorable little one Pipa. I think that she's got a very shy and sweet personality too, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Komi, I think, loves her little sister Pipa as well. Oh my gosh, what an awesome family! Okay, so where to begin? Well, let's start with our locust on the far side. Just taking off... Oh, look at that! The crab just died at their feet. Well, you know what? I'm not going to turn down free food. So we'll go ahead and grab that, and then we'll go ahead and grab the grass. Not going to turn down any grass. Ooh, there's another bush right over there. And we'll just really quickly gather up some food here. There we go, kick the tree. Got more food. The healing herb has regrown. Ooh, look at that. A whole new bush to be able to gather from. Fantastic. I don't even have all of my creatures focused on gathering from the bushes that they could. So I think I may start sending creatures over to help out with the bushes. All right, there's that. Alik, you could probably jump over there and help out, actually. So I'll send him over. Meme could probably help gathering some of the grasses. Any of the little creatures who I know we probably aren't going to be keeping with us, I can start sending over. Like Rain might be kind of adventurous. She might be curious about the world. So I'm going to start sending Rain up because she's old enough to defend herself. We'll have little Pleek scooch over. His dad's going to repair the nest to make sure it's all in good order. Ianthi is going to scooch with the rest of his siblings towards the jungle plort. Dazila as well. Man, getting rid of those froggy legs is going to be really important. All right, Taurus, you're going to stay here. Unfortunately, actually, yeah, fortunately his child was born. Taurus is doing a very good job of having healthy children with the skills that we need. Dracino, guys, I don't think Dracino is going to make it. He has the movement of like a slow moving rock. I don't think he's going to be able to come with us. Priyana can. She's got some really fantastic movement. Holy moly. She's just so pretty. She's like a little, like some sort of little mythological creature. Very cool. All right, then we're gonna have Zuko clear away the grasses, and he can dig up some roots. All right, kick the tree, gather up the nuts, gather up all of the berries. Let's see. Gather up all the dead clown koi. Triss, the tree lover, really finds a lot of dead clown koi. It's kind of amusing. All right, so we're actually scooching along like I was hoping, getting quite a few of our creatures moving towards the next island. Sekirkir here can actually jump up here, holy moly, fast, and start helping with clearing away some of the grasses on this side. Tria, I guess she can stay there. She does gather up a lot of clown koi. And then when little Azila is old enough, she can wander up and start exploring elsewhere as well. Komi could go over. Man, we actually have a lot more creatures who can go over than I thought. I don't think Draceno is going to make it. He's got low fertility and he's just so slow. We'll probably perch him up next to this berry bush in just a second and just let him stay there. All right, we're gonna have Haruki scooch over. She's gonna have another child. I know that's a lot of children in our tribe, but I just really feel like it's a risk worth taking. Let's see, and Gundi, unfortunately still not having the results we wanted. And Azula, was there anyone else she could mate with? Shadow, Azik. Azik should have thrown some good babies. So we're going to try a baby with Azik and Azula and see if that turns out to be pretty useful. All right, and meanwhile, Yelena does not need to have more children just at this very second, even though she and Taurus throw really great kids. But I'll go ahead and let her get pregnant just to prepare for that. And Shadow can dig up some of the roots that are nearby. Let's see, any other roots nearby? Oh, there's one over here, so he can help out with that because he's got a big family to feed. I feel like they all feel like they're in this together, raising all the kids. Can't even really tell who's whose. Doesn't really matter. The important thing is just to make sure everyone is taken care of. Janeway, we'll have you scooch over. Oh, yay, another berry bush. Wonderful. All right, gather up some of these grasses. Gather up some of these grasses. Wonderful. By the way, somebody did tell me if you use tab, it'll take you to creatures who still have energy, which is turning out to be pretty useful for me. All right, there we go. Anakin, I'm going to have him start moving back this way because I want him by our little tile so that he can leave to the jungle if he so wishes. Wonderful. Great. It really helps just to know who to focus on for breeding for once. And we've got 2 new babies on their way, both of whom will be children of Azik. So let's go see what his kids are going to look like. I have to say I love Pleek, his son with the platypus bill. Super adorable. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Dang it. No armored body there. Yes, armored body here. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. And she looks so much like Ruki. That's adorable. I'm gonna look for an R name that kind of reminds me. Oh, actually, let's go with Kimi. So this is gonna be little Kimi. Really adorable. There we go. So there we are. All right, we've got a good selection actually, and we're up to 40 creatures, so I need to be really careful. But I think we have a super great selection of creatures to be able to start focusing our next efforts on, including the gorgeous Brianna. I don't think we'll end up having, Brianna, why don't you have Hammertail recessive? Why? Or like inactive. I don't know if we're going to be able to bring Hammertail out as easily as I was hoping, but it's in the genes at least, which is a huge improvement. Let's see. And Alik, I may switch him to being like just green instead of one of our main blue breeders. All right. So forward goes, my little locust. Gather up all of the things that you possibly can. There we go, except for the fruits off of cactuses, because I am not that cruel. Gather up all these. Oh, and she found a little stump. I forgot that stump was over there. All right, we're gonna gather up from these. There we go. There we go. Lots and lots of delicious food. More of those. Let's see, and I'll scooch over here, clear this grass away. I'm gonna come over, get a little bit of delicious mole to eat. Janeway has found some delicious berries. Wonderful. Clear that grass away, gather up some berries. Meme has been working on her little spot, but some of the babies can start helping out too. Pipa, you're actually going to leave, my dear. So you're gonna head over towards the jungle area because she is exceptionally adventurous. Just all of the babies who are super fluffy and have that great defense are probably really eager to help out by being adventurous. Let's see. There we go. I just feel like they'd be bold, and meanwhile creatures like Elsa would be more attracted to staying here because they're worried about just how dangerous those faraway lands may be. Alright, and Rain can continue exploring up here. And Rain and Azila I feel like would be closest sisters. Alright, we'll gather up that. Gather up this. He can't gather up those, so scooch him over here. There we go. Alik, I think you will continue on and just gather other things for us. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, oh, there we go. Another berry bush. All of the extra babies can come and help out with that. Fantastic. We'll kick the tree. I forgot to collect that nut first. Feel a little bit silly. Gather up the berries. I think that Shadow is ready to get this mole for dinner. There we go. And then maybe move Talia over here to gather up some grass. Alright, and Zila is ready to explore. She is hopping and ready to go. Dracino is definitely going to move, holy days, just to this berry bush and perch there if he can. Guess what, guys? He doesn't even have the ability to gather up berries. So between the low fertility, the fact that he's a digger's paw, he can clear away grass for us at least, but Dracino's not going to be coming, I think. Brianna might be one of the first adventurous ones to head over there, but she just ran into a leech. So thankfully, Anakin saw her and interceded and helped her with that. So, could that be the beginning of a beautiful, beautiful romance? It could. It could indeed. That would be so fun. All right, little Comey, you're going to come with us. Yanthi, let's go ahead and get you over there, my friend. Let's see. And little Roro, I know there's some roots, but you've got to keep moving. And who else? Who else? I know there's a couple little babies who are going to be going. Not Goandi. He can step this way. Whoop, with Taurus guarding him from the big bad bird. There we go. And Lucila will actually be able to go as well. So we'll send her over once she's big enough. Right now, she's still too little. Yelena is going to have another baby. And then I feel like Ruki and Azik have been throwing so many fantastic babies. I wish there was a female. Rain is... dang it, they share immunity A. I was gonna risk it. I was like, I wish there was a female who has the recessive tail, but I don't feel comfortable. Janeway. Yeah, I don't think there's a female that, well, let's see. Hang on now. Azila and Azik. But they don't have, no, they don't have the tail. That hammer tail is going to be really tricky to be able to pull off and actually make happen, I think. All right, Ruki, you can go ahead and step this way. Azik, can you gather up any berries or anything like that? Is he a collector? He could do a little collecting, so I guess he'll move over here. One thing is better than nothing. And then I think Azula is actually going to clear that nest and just step next to here because we've got so many babies in 2, 3 nice permanent nests now. All right, so we're getting there. I really feel like between, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe we do want to like have 1 or 2 more babies to send over to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, so maybe we will have a few more babies. So that might turn out to be pretty useful now that I think of it. And it seems like so far Yelena and Taurus and Ruki and her mate Azik are actually the best pair rather than Azula and Shadow, though they did end up having a few useful babies. So, well, everybody's useful, but you know what I mean. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let Yelena have another child. Hey, I hear you guys trying to come for my babies, and it's not going to happen. He has a tail! He has a tail! And why can't he have the armored body? We have a hammered-tailed son to send off the guys. At least there'd be just one medium body mixed in there. All right. Well, that made me really excited. All right. So that little guy is probably going to go. And Lucila is going to head down there too. But all right. We're making progress, even though it doesn't really feel like progress in some regards. But I guess part of the moral of that story is not to get too 100% caught up in the, like, oh, it has to be this and this and this kind of genetic of things. And actually, this would be a good time for Rain to step in and introduce herself. What do you mean there's a rogue male? Dazila, you're a female! I didn't know that! I didn't know that you were a female! And who just, I can't even see him! What? What just happened here? Zuko! Oh my gosh, spike body. Dazila, I'm so sorry. I think that you're forever and ever going to be staying on this island for sure now. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Dazila. Alright. Well, the good news is we're moving a bunch of our creatures over. We'll probably have enough to be able to send to the next island. No problem. We're pretty close to the jungle port, so we should be able to get there by next time. I'm really looking forward to that, and I actually really like the idea that Rain has come to rescue Janeway. Maybe a bit of a romance going on over there. And of course, little Elsa, who's going to be able to watch in awe as her sister takes on that predator. But alright, I'm very much enjoying the fact we're able to gather up so much so quickly with our locust group. They're doing a really good job of just tackling all of those resources and having a good time at it. What do you mean there's been a rogue male? Talia! Give him a good scratch. Oh no, Talia, don't give him a good scratch. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, Gersino. Ah, help, Tria. Tria! He killed Tria! You murderer! I forgot because he has the spike body. Oh my gosh! A murderer! We're gonna get rid of him, you guys. We're gonna have justice for Tria and show him what for, and we are going to move on to the next land too. I can't believe this nonsense. This no good right here. What has he done to my poor tribe? Oh my gosh. All right. So I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.